What's going on, guys? Back at it with another video ad breakdown. I had a ton of fun with the last one. It seemed like you guys really enjoyed it, so we're back at it with another breakdown. And this time I have a special treat for you because we aren't just breaking down any ad, we are breaking down a viral TikTok ad. And this one's special because it's only 12 seconds long, but it packs a massive punch. So for those of you guys that are running video ads on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, you're gonna wanna pay attention because TikTok right now is really pushing the envelope when it comes to video ads and video creative in general. So there's a lot to learn here. And for those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Neil. I run Links Digital Agency, and I also teach people how to run and make really effective and highly engaging ads like the one you're about to see. And at the time of recording this video, this ad has over 6 million views, and a lot of those are coming from organic because this ad has been so popular and has been going viral. And according to the founder, he was also live tweeting this, within the first couple days of launching this campaign, they've generated over $500,000 in sales. I can't guarantee if this is true or not, but according to the metrics, it kind of lines up. So I'll take the founder's word for it. And the product that they're advertising in this video ad is chocolate bars that you split with your partner that is supposed to have some sort of aphrodisiac in it. You guys will see. I don't know how much I buy that, but the ad just do a great job at conveying that. Anyways, enough of me talking about it. Let's jump on my computer and let's take a look at this ad.
Make a video and I'm a ride like a rodeo. I'm a ride like a rodeo. I'm a ride like a rodeo. Hog tie like.
And that's it, you guys. The ad is literally 12 seconds long. And obviously it packs a punch. So let's go ahead and start breaking this down. So the first thing you guys will notice is that there is nobody talking in this video. And the only audio available is the background music. And this is kind of pertaining to the style of ads that you kind of see on TikTok and all organic TikTok reels. Music really does make a difference. And I think one of the biggest intentions with this ad is that they want it to look like a user-generated ad that somebody wouldn't look twice at while they were scrolling. The look of the ad is that it's not overtly produced, so it kind of sneaks into your organic feed. I think that's one of the big reasons this ad has gone so viral. It's because it almost looks like a regular TikTok. Now, let's jump into the first scene, or what I call the hook. And this basically lasts about 50% of the video, right? We're almost 6 seconds in. It's a 12-second video. We're 6 seconds in and you're still on the hook, which is the emphasis on y'all, let me put you on, right? And hooks are super important. Doesn't matter the type of ad, whether it's a TikTok ad, whether it's a YouTube ad or a Facebook ad, the hook is probably the most important part of your ad. And obviously this ad, the fact that it spends 50% of its time hooking the audience, it just goes to show you how important that is. Now the hook itself is so good because it plays on the mystery and it gets the person intrigued. When she goes and the girl is a little shy, she puts her hand to her face, you're kind of intrigued. You want to know what she wants to share with you. She says, hey, let me put you on. For those of us that you know, don't speak Gen Z, that basically means that she wants to share something with you that she thinks would change your life, right? So let's move on to the second scene. Again, no audio, all you have is captions. And the way they've written it is like copywriting 101, right? This special chocolate will change your life. So basically, if you're watching this ad, you're gonna be trying to be figuring out what's so special about this chocolate that it will change your love life. Seriously, right? The love life is almost like a foreshadowing for what this chocolate is about to do, and I think it really builds on that really well. Another cool thing to notice here, and I'll play the ad again, is the way that the camera zooms.
Like a rodeo.
So you'll see that it actually didn't focus in on the chocolate, the Tabs chocolate right away. And I think that was done intentionally to make sure that you guys focus on the writing as opposed to focusing on the product right away, so that you're able to take in both the writing and the product. Really clever way to do it in just one scene. All right, let's continue with this ad.
Like a rodeo. I'm a ride.
All right, so in this scene, they basically show how the chocolate works, where you split it with a partner. And I think this is pretty regular for e-com type ads where you really want to show the product being used. I think that's one of the best ways to convey what your product is about, is to show that it's being used. And this also shows that it's meant for two people, not just one person. And it's more of a experience, not just a regular product. Let's continue with this and watch the end scene.
Like a rodeo, hog tie.
And this is just brilliant, this last scene, because again, it's very simple. You have a couple captions and a embarrassed emoji, and the writing's on the wall here, right? Basically, there's an implied meaning behind this scene. It's that the chocolate works. And obviously you can tell with the bed hair, you can see what the implied secret behind the word secret to your love life means. You can put 2 and 2 together, right? The chocolate helped. It helped them do the deed, so to say, right? So a quick note here. They didn't use a formal call to action, and I think that is because on TikTok, as opposed to say YouTube or even Facebook, ads repeat, right? They're in the form of reels. So if you add a call to action, it kind of downgrades the rewatchability of certain ads, especially if you're trying to make a organic video as well. I think adding a call to action kind of slows down the repeat watch rate. So, and in this case, I don't think they had that for that looping ability. So let's talk about this ad as a whole. So first of all, this is a message to all of you that keep getting your ad accounts banned, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube. This is how you say things without saying things. This is such a clever way to actually market something that might be slightly explicit or not suitable for all audiences. So those of you that keep getting your ad accounts in trouble, this is how you go about it. And now I want to talk about the biggest reason for why this ad is actually a success, and it has to do a lot with its messaging. The best way to sell products is to not sell on features. It's to sell on the promises and the solutions to the problems that the product is solving. And I think this ad does a great job at that. See, Tabs Chocolate didn't make an ad selling on the features of the chocolate. They didn't go out there and say, hey, look at this chocolate that we have that has XYZ aphrodisiac ingredient. No, they went out there and they sold on the promise of the chocolate. The promise that it will change your love life forever, and the fact that you and your partner will have a really fun time after you eat this chocolate. And I think the way they sold this chocolate is an absolute masterclass. So that was a lot to take in from such a short ad, but I had a great time reviewing it.
Today we're gonna bring you another TikTok ad breakdown. This time we're gonna look at athletic greens. So this is in the e-com health/fitness niche, and we're gonna see how this e-com biz was able to get thousands of TikTok views and most likely sales from just a 53 second video ad. So we're gonna dive right in here. Before we actually show the video, first want to make some observations. All right, so just looking at the video itself, okay, even the copy, right? So I look at the copy first and see what it is the page identity is doing here. So first of all, it looks like Nikki Unplugged. This is a person that has 2 million followers. She's a CEO of Hot Mom Summer 22. So that, you can tell right away that, they went with the influencer approach. I'm not really sure if this is actually her particular business. It may be just a partnership that she did with this company, but you can see here, this is the URL. We can take a look at it. Free 1-year supply of vitamin D plus 5 travel packs. There you go, nice big CTA here, CTA button, pretty clear. Straight to the point, the site loaded fast. So that is the URL. So yeah, it looks like she just partners up with them, but let's go back and take a look at the video. So the first thing I see here is the text. So right away, that's the CTA, get your free immunity bundle from AG1 by Athletic Greens. Okay, so it looks like they're offering some sort of free bundle. That is the synopsis for now. Let's take a look at the video, first few seconds, and see what it's all about.
You asked for it. Here it is, a day in the life of a content mom. I start off every morning with my Athletic Greens. It's a way for me to get all my vitamins, nutrients, antioxidants, probiotics into one drink.
Okay, so that was the first 10 seconds of the video. Right away, it seems that her hook is, hey, you asked for it, here it is, day in the life of a content mom. So right away, you can tell that the target audience, who is it gonna be? Probably moms, right? Like moms who are staying busy and they wanna get fit. Okay, so that is the first hook, and that's how they went with that approach. Now, in terms of the visual, right, not necessarily what she was saying, the visual is she's making a green drink. And she goes with, I start every morning with my athletic greens, a way to get all my nutrients, antioxidants, probiotics into one drink. Notice that at the beginning of the video, there's some overlay where it says, you know, AG1 equals 7 vitamins, minerals, whole food source, superfoods to support your energy, plus health no matter what the day holds. This is a very strong offer, so right away we can tell that, hey, it's, you know, a subtle way of showing that product, the specific green, athletic greens product, right? So it's a mix that you can mix into water, and now you have yourself a green drink that you can do every single day. You can drink it every day, but it looks like it's geared towards moms, right? So let's continue watching the video and see what else we have.
Coffee, of course. Then mom mode, packing lunches, getting clothes out, making sure I don't forget anything, begging my son to get dressed 1,000 times, seriously 1,000, trying to not trigger my daughter by brushing her hair too hard, and then she's off to the bus and then
Okay, so I'm gonna pause it right here midway through the video. So notice that the copy, and we'll go back to before she gets into her personal.
Nutrients, antioxidants, probiotics into one.
So right here, when she ends it, she says, then grab my coffee, of course, right? So notice the copy being displayed here. You know, get a 1-year supply of vitamin D plus 5 travel packs free with your first purchase. So that is what's on the website when we saw her earlier. That is the CTA. It was very subtle, right? And she ends it, you know, she's not really straight out saying, hey, you know, go buy this, right? So her messaging is very subtle. She does go on and talk about her life in the day of a busy working mom. So she's right there connecting with the audience, right? In a very, you know, nonchalant type of way. So you can feel that that's the connection that she's trying to make. She's like, hey, I'm just showing you my day to day. You know, this is what I do. Notice the tone of voice. So all these little things play a role into the messaging and the way that she's portraying herself. She's not saying, hey guys, you need to try out the athletic greens. Like, you know, there are moments for that. In this particular video ad, the messaging is very subtle, and you know, the background music, it's kind of like, you know, nice and happy, right? Upbeat. And she's just subtly introducing the product to her target audience. Let's continue with this here, okay?
Then my coffee, of course. Then mom mode, packing lunches, getting clothes out, making sure I don't forget anything, begging my son to get dressed 1,000 times, seriously 1,000, trying to not trigger my daughter by brushing her hair too hard, and then she's off to the bus, and then my son and I are off to pre-K drop-off, where we laugh a little before he goes in, and I procrastinate my gym trip. Good day, I make it there before getting back to home office and tackling my crazy post-it note situation. I try to pick one thing at a time, multitask. I eat my steel cut oats with my berries and peanut butter, and then Zoom calls and meetings and content and creation and ADHD and overthinking, all the stuff I still have to do. And before you know it, my daughter's bus is here and it's back to mom mode.
So that's the end of the video ad. So again, notice just the nonchalant way. After at the beginning shoot, that's when she was just showing her. It was showing her doing the drink, right, mixing in the drink. That's the product placement there. And the rest of the video is just basically her being a mom, right, or saying how her day is, right. You know, I take my daughter to the bus stop. I then take my son to the pre-K, and then I get back and, you know, handle all the stuff. And, you know, she has this little pundits there about her being busy or having ADHD. This is an ad that is very well done, and it's, you know, what TikTok mentions when you're creating a TikTok business account or a TikTok advertising account is like, hey, don't do ads, create TikTok videos, right? So this is a very organic approach of creating an ad to try and display it to the right audience, and in a way that it's non-intrusive, right? In a way that it's just welcoming. It's just like, hey, I'm just a regular mom. It helps that she has 2 million followers and she's somebody that handles content, right? She's a content creator in that particular niche, and mom blogging and things like that. So you can say from a targeting perspective, we don't have access to that information, but from a targeting perspective, Facebook does have options that you can use to get into those, the specific mom blogs, right? Daily tips, health and fitness, you know, there are different interests and even hashtags, right? So in future videos, we're gonna break down the different targeting ways that you can do on TikTok, okay? Different targeting that you can apply for this. Okay, looking at the video here, it looks like it's been viewed by 1.9 million people, or at least 1.9 million times. You know, it has 15,000 likes, 48 comments, 100 shares, and the engagement rate on this is 1%. So you can see a lot of people probably took her up on that offer. They landed on this page here, like we showed earlier. Very likely she's getting commission for each sale that is taking place. Not a complicated video, simple edits, simple overlay. TikTok ads that's a good way for you to diversify your media buying, diversify your traffic sources, and you can see that it is possible to generate sales for an e-commerce product with TikTok, and doing it in a simple way, in a nonchalant, subtle way to get to your target audience. So that is the advice today. That was the breakdown. All right, in today's video, we're gonna do a TikTok ad breakdown. This one is gonna be for Teema towels, right? It is a video that has more than 3.5 million views, has over 40,000 likes, you know, some engagement in there. So let's just dive into the video here.
These are Teema towels.
Teema towel? Love this Teema.
Teemas are Turkish towels, which are portable, fast drying, and naturally sand repellent, unlike terry cloth towels that cling to and hold on to sand. They can also double as a personal throw blanket. They're wearable as an extra layer, as a scarf or a shawl, or a wrap by the pool. Their size makes them ideal for anything from travel to festivals, backpacking, camping, yoga, picnics, vibing, napping, gifting.
I'm in love with this. Look at
I love it! They just brought back their buy three, get one free promotion, so it's the perfect time to stock up. Check them out at teema.co.
All right, so that was the video ad. So you can see it's a 39-second ad. A few things about the ad that we can see directly prior to the playing of the ad is they're using their own brand, Teema towels. I checked, it doesn't seem they have followers, right? So not really an influencer type that we've seen before, right? It's not like a user-generated content from a popular influencer on the platform. So it's actually a specific brand that they use their own account, okay? So in the description, they use code TikTok for buy three, get one free. Right, so that is the only thing they have there. At the beginning, you see that he just keeps it simple. These are Teema towels. That's all he says. These are Teema towels, and just kind of showing it. And then it cuts to people getting them, gifting them, right? So, and then their reaction when they get it on Teema towel, right? And it's, you know, it's all about the emotion that people get when they get the gift, right? They get that product as a gift. And that is very, very smart of them at the beginning, the first 5 seconds. It wasn't even, you know, didn't even wait too long. Like there's not a lot of introductions. It was like, hey, these are Teema towels. Boom, it gets right into it. Let's watch it again. You guys will see.
These are Teema towels.
Teema towel? Love this Teema.
Teemas are Turkish towels, which are
Right, so it's a very emotion-driven ad. You know, you're showing people how they react when they receive that Teema towel. It just kind of hooks you into like, hey, you know, maybe I should buy this for my aunt's birthday that's coming up. You immediately start thinking, wow, I want to make them happy like this. That's a quick, fast-paced intro. Emotion, you know, the one they're going for is excitement here.
which are portable, fast drying, and naturally sand repellent, unlike terry cloth towels that cling to and hold on to sand. They can also double as a personal throw blanket.
All right, so there he goes on and talks about the features, right? So again, these are Turkish towels. You know, he's saying they're fast drying, durable. You know, unlike the competitor, you know, you don't get sand on them. The sand it's sand repellent, naturally sand repellent were the exact words he used. So right away, you know, you're thinking, hey, you know, the beach, I could take this to the beach, or, you know, it just kind of, again, continues with that emotion of like, hey, this is a towel that I can take to the beach, right? And usually when I go to the beach, I'm happy, right? So there's a lot going on in there, right? Behind the scenes. That's kind of the message behind the message, right? Again, he goes on and talks about ways it can be used, right? So this is the next part here.
Little throw blanket, they're wearable as an extra layer, as a scarf or a shawl, or a wrap by the pool. Their size makes them ideal for anything from travel to festivals, backpacking, camping, yoga, picnics, vibing, napping, gifting.
I'm in love with this.
All right, so right here, you're basically trying to cater to a lot of people, right? A lot of people's interests, really, right? So people who like backpacking, who like traveling, like going on festivals, and the visuals are what really kind of drives the message home of like, hey, anybody can have this, or anybody should have this product. This is how you can make this product a mass appeal product, right? It is in itself, but now within your messaging, you're projecting that. Let's continue watching this part here.
Gifting.
I'm in love with this. Look at.
They just brought back their buy three get.
Okay, so those are just a few seconds there, but you can see it's a USG content, user generated content. They're, oh, I'm in love with this, right? Or I love it. This is again playing into the emotion as well of like, hey, this is a great product to have. You're gonna love this Teema towel if you buy it, right? So it's a very powerful message, that a lot of brands do miss on this, right? So specifically around something that's maybe not, let's say a necessity type of product, right? This is more like, hey, I like the way they presented this towel, and it does look pretty chic. It looks, that it's designed pretty good, and that's basically the message, right? It's like, hey, you're gonna love this. You can just go down to the local store, get a towel, but you're not gonna get the same feeling with this one. You're gonna really enjoy. If I buy this towel, I'm gonna love it. So that is really what they're going for here. Now let's take a look at the last few seconds of the ad.
Gifting.
I'm in love with this. Look at.
They just brought back their buy three get one free promotion, so it's the perfect time to stock up. Check them out at Teema.co.
There you go. So hey, they brought back the buy three get one free promotion, right? So it's a perfect time to stock up, he says, basically in the call to action, right? So go to Teema.co. So very straightforward call to action, and it ends with showing the product, right? The guy is surrounded with the different variations, so that's also important, something that is maybe overlooked at times. If you have multiple e-com products, right? Or just if you have one specific brand or one type of product, with multiple variations, you want to show them all on screen, right? And in your product page, you would assume you want to give people options, right? That's kind of like people do like different colors, for example, right? Different designs. So show them on camera. And that's what this guy did at the end. Hey, the promotion's back. It's a perfect time to stock up, right? Perfect time to stock up is also very subliminal, right? It's also encouraging people to buy more than one, right? So that is one of the key aspects of this. So I'm sure product owners saying, hey, I don't want people to just buy one, I want them to buy multiple ones. So that's basically it. Like it's, you're encouraging people to buy more, and that's going to increase that average order value for this specific offer, right? So that is it, guys. And then, I want to end the video just basically talk about just the targeting here. I mean, just think about, can you target with this video to ensure high levels of success, and the front end, get a whole bunch of sales is, people you saw on the video, they're millennials for the most part, but there's also, people in the late 30s, late 40s, maybe even, late 50s or 60s. That's pretty much a big demographic, right? So anybody from maybe 21 to 60 years old could probably buy one of these towels if they saw the ad and if they connected with the ad. And there's just many avatars here, right? So the messaging is very mass appeal. It caters to a lot of people. That is what you want to consider when you're doing your media buying on TikTok. Your targeting is play into the messaging itself on the ad, right? So us here at Links, we look at our ad, right? We look at the script. I mean, we don't just say, oh, we're going to target these people and then we're just going to show them this ad. No, we're going to look at the ad, all right, and what type of messaging is involved here. And based on the messaging, based on some of the visuals, what type of individuals are being shown or type of customer avatar is being shown, that's what we're going to try to replicate or try to, let's say, target, right, using the settings. All right, guys, in today's video, we're gonna break down a TikTok ad that in the fitness niche is actually taking the TikTok platform by storm.
What's the fastest way from point A to point B? It's a straight line. What's the fastest way from where you're at right now to your dream body? It's a straight line.
All right, we're gonna pause it right here. We're gonna briefly talk about this. At the beginning, when you want to hook people in, sometimes you do it with just visuals, sometimes it's, you know, a direct message. Right now he's asking a question, right? Very important to understand that he is trying to interact with you from a question format, right? And he's trying to put things, you know, in perspective. Fastest way to get from point A to point B, it's a straight line. What's the fastest way to get your dream body? So right now we're talking about the desire, right? So, you know, a pain point, you can say that is already implied in there, saying, hey, you know, I'm not really satisfied with my body. I'm trying to get to my dream body. So he really breaks that down and simplifies it in such a way that it's, you know, it's catching, right? So, you know, you say, he's mentioned straight line, you know, anybody can draw a straight line, right? So it's kind of like, hey, no, listen up. This might be for you if you're looking to, you know, improve your fitness, right? Improve your health, right? So that's where he gets into the, you know, hit the problem, the pain point that people are going through, right? So that's what we're going to be looking at next. So let's take it back here.
Now to your dream body. It's a straight line. But the issue is when people try to get in shape, they follow the fad diets. They try low carb, they try low fat, they try the Atkins diet, and then they try doing a bunch of cardio, steady state cardio 7 days a week. And what happens is instead of going in a straight line,
so there he mentions a whole bunch of things that maybe people who are watching this video may be already trying, right? So he's jumping right at it, people, and right in their face, right? Not in a bad way, but saying, hey, you know, people are trying to complicate things, right? They're trying to do all these diets, the fad diets, he says it, you know, the Atkins diet, so straight up calling it out, the Atkins diet, and, you know, 7 days a week cardio, and all these things. So these are things that maybe a lot of people who are struggling with their body or their weight may be doing, right? So he's really calling those pain points out and saying, hey, you don't need to do all of that. So, you know, kind of putting that aside is like, hey, you've already tried that, or if you're thinking about trying all that, that doesn't really work, right, to get your dream body. So one thing that I did not mention though at the beginning of the video, the visuals. Right now, I'm kind of emphasizing on the messaging itself and the questions that he made at the beginning of the video. But what about the visual, right? The visual, so if you go back, it's a ripped body, right? That right there in itself is like, okay, yeah, this guy, he knows what he's talking about. So that's kind of the credibility in itself and authority in terms of his offer and what the message is, right? So now let's go back to this part here where he's talking about the low fat. Let's look at that one more time so we can just really grasp what he's doing with his messaging, okay?
when people try to get in shape, they follow the fad diets. They try low carb, they try low fat, they try the Atkins diet, and then they try doing a bunch of cardio, steady state cardio 7 days a week. And what happens is instead of going in a straight line, they jump back and forth on this diagonal line and get mediocre results so that they end up quitting.
He brings the straight line back into the picture, right? So again, what he was trying to do is take this concept of fitness and, you know, let's say your dream body, right? So that's kind of like the main message, like, hey, if you wanted your dream body, it's not as complicated as it seems. It's like a straight line. You get from point A to point B, that's a straight line. You want your dream body, it's a straight line, but people are complicating it. So he talks about the fads, talks about the diets, and then he talks about like, hey, you know, most people don't go in the straight line, they go in a diagonal line, right? And they try different things and then they end up seeing that nothing works for them. So that's like one of the biggest pain points that he's kind of touching here is people are trying so hard and trying other things to get the dream body that they want, but they're not getting results, right? Nothing works for them, right? So let's continue watching here.
And they just think that nothing works for them when really they have a very specific body type. It happened the other day when I was walking into Starbucks, some guy came up and goes, how do you have such a good body? And instead of sitting there for 30 minutes and talking to him about the 3 body types, I sent him to my free body type quiz that tells you the 3.
All right, let's pause it right here. I'm gonna bring it back. So he's talking about here when he says when really they have a very specific body type. So he took the pain point, right? So he's asking the questions like, hey, you know, getting your dream body is possible and it's not as complicated as it seems, right? So again, I'm looking at the message behind the message here in his marketing, right? And the message here, right? The main message is if you want to get your dream body, you go from point A to point B, just follow this particular criteria. Now he hasn't gotten to that criteria until just now, right? He was just basically pointing out, hey, most people, they they don't go in a straight line to get their dream body. They go diagonal, you know, they go through different fad diets and all this stuff. Now he presented the solution, right? So he's saying when really they have a very specific body type, right? So what is that body type, right? So he mentions it right here, and he's trying to educate people about the specific body type. So that's one of the things to take away from this particular ad, is that he's actually educating people, and he's not wrong, right? If you go and research, like, there are different specific body types. He uses that for his particular, to kind of segue into his offer and his call to action, right? So let's take a look, because he already mentioned something about a quiz. Let's see.
Specific body type. Happened the other day when I was walking into Starbucks. Some guy came up and goes, "How do you have such a good body?" And instead of sitting there for 30 minutes and talking to him about the 3 body types, I sent him to my free body type quiz that tells you the 3 most important things to do to get in shape fast for whatever your...
So we're almost done with the video ad. Right away, you kind of see, if you're looking at this as somebody that's wanting to get their dream body, and the guy comes out saying, hey, people don't know about their specific body type, or you just need to know about the specific body type rather. And then he goes into telling a story about how he walked into Starbucks, and then a guy asked him, hey man, how do you have such a good body? You're, you know, jacked or whatever. And he, you know, used that as a nice little segue into the call to action. So it's actually a good little formula, and you know, who knows if he actually did this purposely, but it is a little nice formula where you're kind of just, you know, you're bringing the ad together and putting all the pieces together from the beginning, where you're hooking them in with a specific question, you know, that you know, that simplifies a concept that for a lot of people it may be so complex or so unattainable, but he makes it seem very easy to attain, which is getting your dream body, right? So those are the things that that make the ad really powerful. Let's see how he ends the video here, and I'll also show you kind of their, you know, his funnel in a second.
Whatever your body type is. You can hit that link below and take the quiz. We won't ask for your email or anything like that. Click the link below this video right now, take my free body type quiz, and get your personalized plan right now.
All right, so there you go. So that is the end of his ad, and basically he's just saying, hey, you know, just go to this page. This is the quiz, the same, you know, same quiz that I offered to this guy, right? Instead of talking about it, this is a quiz, and very important here, you're very specific around saying he's not going to ask for your email, so you can go in there and actually be, you know, taking the quiz without giving away information. So that right away, that's smart, because he's kind of taking away that friction, right? So he's removing friction from people to interacting with his brand and actually taking him up on that offer, which in this case it's just like a free quiz to identify your body type. Now, I want to take a look at his actual funnel, because you know, you guys can understand the way that he set it up, right? So let me just go here. So this is actually before the quiz, right? So here it is, okay? From his ad, you land here and you actually go through this quiz, right? So you can see it's a very simple page. This is a nice little tool for you guys to see how he's actually built it. It's called Wampalizer, and you can see what he kind of built this with, right? Kind of video players he's using. You can see, you know, analytics. So it seems to be a custom-made page here with this quiz integrated, right? With this iframe. So this is more like an iframe, right? So, you know, let's go through it real quick, right? So yes, height. I think I'm like 5'11", all right? How much do you weigh? I think I weigh about like 170 pounds. How active are you? Let's say very active, okay? Very simple questions you can see here. You can see that this is breaking down a customer avatar in itself. You know, this is for the person that's maybe a little skinny, you know, has a little bit of skinny body type, and they want to get muscle, right? But they haven't been able to accomplish that. So it's all these questions or these answers are built in to, you know, to the pain point of each individual avatar. So that's very, very smart. So for example, if it were me, right? So, you know, I'd love to be ripped like this guy, for example. I would say this guy, I'm happy with my body, you know, I'm an athletic guy, I play soccer here once in a while. Yeah, so let's go with this one for now. And boom. That is the end of the quiz. Very simple quiz. How many questions were there? Like 4 questions? So let me break it down. So the guy actually started the video. Okay, so it looks like you know, you're good with your body, and he actually brings it up. So he has a conditional logic here to his funnel. You know, based on your answer, he sends you to different VSL pages, right? So like in my case, he's like, hey, you know, you're okay with your body, but you want to burn that extra last layer of fat, and he caters to this. He has like this VSL essentially. and basically you go through it. It doesn't have any of the controllers here to see the length of it, but that's smart. And he kind of makes it very specific to what you've answered, right? So that's what good marketing is about, guys. It's just, you know, if you can do personalized marketing this way, then you're gonna increase your chances of success, right? So here below you can see that he has some information about the macros, mobile workouts. So he's obviously offering a training program here at this point. And he was right, you know, it's not that he was asking for my email to take the quiz, right? So that's one of the things that he said at the end of the video is, yeah, don't worry, we're not gonna ask you for email. You can take the quiz right away. And now he takes me, after I took the quiz, you know, in this training, I'm sure he brings up a lot of good value information. This is his description here. And then basically this is his offer, right? And it's a $67 offer right here. So you can see it's included, you know, it's including all of these different courses, if you will, modules for just $67, right? So if I were to go here, that's it, boom, and that's his funnel, right? And I'm sure that he may have something, a higher ticket offer later down the road. If I buy this, it might take me to a thank you page and or an upsell page. That's it. So you can see that the funnel's pretty well thought out, very well built, and he has all of this information that he provided to you from the ad. It made you go through kind of like a, you know, a simple consultation with the guy. So it's kind of almost looking at it this way, right? And look at it from a, let's say from an advertiser perspective. You want to consult, you want to provide value to people so they can trust you a bit more. The guy's obviously ripped himself, so, you know, and this is a very much established brand, and it's just right there. It's just very simple, very easy to navigate and to kind of grasp the idea. It's like, okay, this guy, he's not trying to, like, you know, he's not too pushy, and he's giving me this free quiz. All right, let me take it out and let me check it out. And I'm sure a lot of people will take him up on his offer. Would be good to see the, you know, inner workings of his funnels, his AOVs, and, you know, what his CPAs are. But hey, we don't have access to that information, but at least we can see that, hey, this is a very well done offer, right? The guy knows what he's talking about, and he knows how to target, you know, and he's leveraging TikTok ads for this, right? So he's already doing it on YouTube, Facebook. Like, hey, why not? Let me go to TikTok. So guys, that is our TikTok ad breakdown. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications, get notified when we drop some more YouTube videos for you, and we'll see you on the next one.